Welcome to the TCR Show 2011. I'm on the Speedo stand and I'm joined by Hollie Avil, who is a Speedo wetsuit sponsored athlete. Hollie, it's so lovely to have you here and exciting times ahead. 2011, just 1 year to go to the Olympics, but you're very calm about it, and you've also made a huge amount of changes to your training and where you are training. So just tell us a little bit about your move up to Leeds and leaving Loughborough behind.
Yeah, so over the summer really I started to think something's not right here. I was based in Loughborough, still with Ben, but something just wasn't right. I wasn't happy, and it took a long time for me to think about it. Some people say it was a knee-jerk reaction. I wanted to move, I wanted to get away, but I thought about it a lot, and I really wanted to relocate. And I love the UK, I'm proud to be British, and I really wanted to stay in the UK if I could. So I started to explore where I could go to and where I could move. And I've been friends with Johnny and Alistair for a long time, and they've always raved about Leeds and said it's fantastic. So I did put a lot of thought into Leeds and went up there and visited it over the summer and fell in love with the place and the hills and the two coaches up there, Jack Maitland and Malcolm Brown. I had lots of meetings with them and chatted to them and thought, no, I really would like to work with these guys. And kind of decided to take the plunge and go for change. And obviously it was difficult because I ended my relationship with Ben after working with him, coach and athlete, for 5 years, and that was tough. But I think we both knew it was time for me to move on, and we ended on a good note. We still stay in contact, and it's great. And where I am today is still a lot down to Ben, and I'll never forget that. I never forget when he's the athlete I am now. Well, he made me the athlete I am now.
And how different is the training overall to what you were doing in Loughborough? You know, are there any sort of significant changes?
What's fantastic in Leeds is you do have to train a bit more independently. You're getting out the door because you want to, and not because sometimes there's this sense in Loughborough you were there because you have to be there, and it was strict under rules, and it was getting a bit like a hamster wheel, and I couldn't deal with it. So it's nice just to go out. Like, we'd arrange our own cycle rides in Leeds with our friends, and you do it because you want to, but you actually find you're doing more training because you're loving it, and no one's there telling you off if you're not there at the pool, but you're going to be there naturally because you want to be there, and that's why I love it there. And it is a different way of training, but it's really suiting me.
And obviously Alistair's had some great results on the World Series in the last couple of years, and so I guess it must be quite inspirational to be with those guys, to be with Johnny and Alistair training.
Oh, it is. John and Alistair are both really relaxed guys. They love their training. They love it up in Leeds. So they're really inspiring. It's great to see how laid back they are around training. They're so supportive as well. They're always helping me out and pushing me on in training. So they are great. It's a great group to be around up in Leeds.
Is it true that Alistair trains as hard as what we read in all the press?
That guy trains a lot of hours, but he just does it because he loves it, and he's the guy who loves the outdoors, so he'll be outdoors as much as he can. He does train a lot.
How have you found the winter there? A bit chilly maybe?
Everyone said to me, if you go up north, you know it's going to be colder, Hollie, so I thought, right, I'm not even going to think about it. And what I love is my flat in Leeds is right by some gorgeous off-road running, and even when it was thick with snow I could still go into the woods and run, and that's what I loved. It didn't stop me training, and it was great in Leeds. It was funny, we turned up to swimming one morning, all the swimmers somehow couldn't make it to swimming yet, all the triathletes had ploughed through their cars to get to the pool to swim, so we still made it. And yes, you had to edit a few things, like you couldn't get out on your bike, but I don't mind turbo training, so I didn't mind the winter at all. I think you can adapt and you still can train, so it's not an excuse to escape.
And looking ahead to the 2011 series, where does your racing start this year?
I'm going to have a meeting with my two coaches, Malcolm and Jack, tomorrow actually, to discuss my race plan. But I'd quite like to stay in the UK as much as possible, and obviously race out in Europe. So I might not go across to Australia and New Zealand like some of the guys do at the start of the season. Kind of base myself in Leeds as much as possible, and then perhaps start racing in Europe. Obviously two main goals are London Hyde Park race and Beijing, and they're August, September, so still got a few months till those races.
And we were talking about this year, and you're very relaxed, which is really lovely to see, but it is a year that's kind of full of sort of pressure and all sorts of anxieties for the athletes, because it's such a crucial year where the Olympics are concerned. So how are you managing to control those nerves?
I think I remember back to 2008, and well, I hadn't even done an Olympic distance triathlon until April of 2008, and even then, once I'd did my first triathlon and someone said, Hollie, you're going to be going to Beijing, I probably would have laughed, and I probably didn't start thinking about it seriously until the Madrid qualifying race in May or June of 2008. So I just sit here now and think there's no need to stress about it. We still are a long way away, and the worst thing to do is think I've got to qualify for the Olympics. If you start thinking that, guarantee you probably won't, because you put adding so much stress and pressure on yourself. My motto is just race your hardest and see what happens, and you'll get the best result if you just do your best. So that's how I'm approaching it.
You're so young. I mean, you've done one Olympics already and you're only 20, so kind of looking ahead, you could have another 3 or 4 Olympics in you. So I guess, that to a degree probably takes the pressure off you as well.
Definitely. It's really funny. I always forget my age. Someone went to ask me what my age is last night, and I nearly went 24. I don't know why I thought 24. I think sometimes I feel like I'm ahead of my time, and sometimes it's nice to be snapped back to reality, to be reminded that I'm actually 20, and I could have many more Olympics ahead of me. So it's remembering my age sometimes.
You don't look 24, you look about 18, but lovely to talk to you. I know you've got a really busy schedule ahead here and just about to hop in the water and do a bit of a demonstration, so good luck for this year, and we'll look forward to seeing some great results from you, Hollie.
Yeah, thanks, Annie.